Hello and welcome to This Week in Rewards for June 3rd to 9th, 2023. Thank you to everybody who is tuning in live and even after the fact when you're watching afterwards. You're on the Rewards Canada YouTube channel here. We've now been doing this for, we're getting close to 2 months of doing of This Week in Rewards. Hope you guys have enjoyed these live episodes of covering what has happened in the world of credit cards, travel rewards, shopping rewards, you name it, in Canada. This week, I've got quite a bit of news again for you guys and offers that we'll try to cover here in the next about 20 minutes or so. The first one, why don't we start off with the iconic Canadian brand Tim Hortons and the news of them getting back into the credit card business and launching the Tim's credit card. This is a new credit card that they have partnered with Neo Financial, and they're going to launch soon. Right now there's just a wait list for it. The Tim's credit card, there'll be two versions, a non-secured, or their main version, and a secured version. So kind of just like the Neo Financial MasterCards on their own. So what is interesting, it's being marketed as a 15 points or per dollar card when you shop at Tim's. In fact, it actually only earns 5 points per dollar. Excuse me, because the other 10 points per dollar come from being a Tim's Rewards member. So no matter what, you can earn 10 points. Doesn't matter which credit card you use. So here we have this new Tim's credit card. Earns 5 points per dollar on Tim's purchases, but then also on groceries, gas, and transit. So what does that work out to at 5 points per dollar? Well, it's not a true 5% card, because on average a Tim's point is worth about half a cent. So we're looking at, on average a 2.5% return for that type of shopping. Didn't see anything about any caps or anything. So 2.5%, that's not bad for a no-fee card for those categories. But, and this is the big but, is the card only earns 1 point for every $2 spent everywhere else. Take a 0.5% value and you're looking at a 0.25% return on your everyday spending. That's like the lowest in the market for a rewards card. Pretty much all the others are 0.5% or higher. You have no-fee cards that are paying 1%. So this is really, this card is very specific. I know some people are going to grab it because it's Tim's, and there are people who are unaware of, the whole credit card market and what they can get for other places. They love their Tim's, they're going to get this card, and it's going to, do pretty well for them at Tim's at 2.5% return. But as soon as they start using it elsewhere, it's just going to, bring that average of their cash back down quickly, especially if they use it lots at other places. So, if this is a card you guys are looking at, or, if you're watching our channel for the first time and haven't really followed Rewards Canada and how much we talk about the value of the earn and burn ratio of cards, take this into account that the card's not going to earn you much outside of Tim Hortons, gas, grocery, and transit. So definitely keep that in mind when you're looking at this card. That 0.25%, wow, like that's just low. I would get a no-fee card with 0.5% or 1%. If I was getting a no-fee card. But anyways, you can look at other cards too. If you're paying for a fee card, there's cards that earn 5 points per dollar at Tim's, like the American Express Cobalt card. So you'll earn at least 5% on the card there, plus the 5% for being Tim's Rewards members. So you'll be getting 10% back instead of 7.5% on with just the Tim card. So many credit cards already coming out this year. We have the MWA program has a card coming out. Capital One with their Smart Rewards. This card is just, mind-boggling how many cards are being offered and issued in Canada for such a small population. You guys have probably heard me say this before, that I think the market's oversaturated with the number of rewards cards we have, and they just seem to keep coming. So the only way they're going to survive is people getting multiple cards in their wallet, which, we talk about getting multiple cards in your wallets, but, honestly, why would you really add the Tim's card if you are running a card like the Cobalt or MBNA Rewards, cards like that in your wallet? You wouldn't need the Tim's cards. So just take that into consideration. Keep that in mind, that it's exciting to see Tim's. It's iconic, right? It's Canadian, but the actual offering the card, Nothing too special. And then, oh, if you get the secured version of the card, it's great that you have a rewarding secured card. There aren't very many. There's the actual Neo card, secured card that you can get, or now you'll be able to get this one and get rewards on a secured card, which is cool because most secured cards out there do not offer rewards. But in terms of the Tim's secured credit card, you're looking at half the earn rates of the non-secured. So you're looking at a 0.125% return on all your spending outside of those gas, transit, grocery, and Tim's categories. There you'll earn 1.25%. So decent, actually, in that regard. 1.25% on a secured card. That's pretty decent. But then 0.125 on your base earn, guess it's better than nothing, but still nothing too special. So the Tim's cards. That's some of the big news this week. But I would say the biggest news in terms of the market, or like our readers, our viewership, and people who visit Rewards Canada, is Priority Pass and Plaza Premium. That's right, Plaza Premium lounges are back into Priority Pass. They're going to be adding 63 lounges back into the Priority Pass program. We broke this news earlier this week, several hours before the news came out by Collinson and the parent company of Priority Pass, and they put it up on their website and all that stuff. Luckily, we have somebody inside the airline lounge industry who kind of gave us a heads up, and they gave us some background, which I didn't really see anywhere else as to why this is happening. And so you may be wondering, it's like, well, you know what? It's only been 2 years since Plaza Premium and Priority Pass split, and at that time, Plaza split off and joined up with Dragon Pass. And then we saw the whole shift in the Canadian market where all the credit cards, Visa, MasterCard, pretty much, not all, but probably 95% of them switched from Priority Pass to Dragon Pass because we lost all 13 Plaza Premium lounges in Canada from Priority Pass. You couldn't access them. There were Plaza Premiums around the world that remained with Priority Pass, but unfortunately in Canada we lost all 13. And so that really diminished the value of the lounge access programs found on many of the Visa Infinite Privilege, and then the World Elite and World MasterCards. So we saw the shift over to Dragon Pass, and now you may be wondering, well, why did Priority Pass or Plaza Premium decide to go back to Priority Pass? And from what my contact told me, the main thing is Plaza Premium needs to increase their revenues or show more revenues, because they are, number one, big expansion, trying to expand and open tons more lounges worldwide. But more importantly, I think they're going to have an IPO, like they're thinking of going public. And, if they want to do that, they have to increase their revenues, they have to show their revenues. And with Priority Pass being the world's largest third-party access membership program, much larger than Dragon Pass at this point, it only made sense to bring them back in. And yeah, it's only 63 lounges worldwide out of over 150, I believe, with Plaza Premium. Somebody may want to correct me on that. I mean, you can say it in the chat if you know. I am watching the chat on the side here, so if anybody knows exactly how many Plaza Premium lounges there are now worldwide, that is actually a number I haven't looked at for a little while. So it really makes sense for Plaza Premium to jump back into Priority Pass so they can increase their revenues. It's not going to affect Canadian lounges that much, since all our cards, or majority of our cards, moved to Dragon Pass. There's only a few that have Priority Pass, like the Platinum card from American Express, but that already had unlimited access to Plaza Premium. The Gold Rewards card, get 4 passes per year to Plaza Premium, so kind of cover there, even though it has Priority Pass. Like I said in our blog post, which I'll link to in the description below, the main cards that will benefit are the Aeroplan Reserve card from American Express, because that has a Priority Pass membership but no free passes. You still pay your US $32 to get in, but at least you get access to them now. And same with the Neo card. Hey, Neo's getting lots of coverage today. Only if you have the travel bundle on your Neo card, because that comes with Priority Pass as well. So now you'll also be able to pay to access Plaza Premium lounges. So this was big news. 13 lounges now back to being part of Priority Pass here in Canada, and worldwide they're adding 63. About roughly just over half are already part of Priority Pass. The rest will be joining later on this month. There are some notable lounges that are missing. The Air France KLM lounge in Montreal, that is operated by Plaza Premium, it has not returned to Priority Pass, and they are not on the list to be added afterwards. And that's probably because it is more of a partnership type lounge. It's run by Plaza Premium, but it's for Air France KLM. Granted, you can access it as a Dragon Pass member, which I mean is great because that's most Canadian card holders. Anyways, so yeah, that was the biggest news this week, was this Plaza Premium Priority Pass news, big in the lounge, where a lot of it's been happening just in the span of a short 2 years. The lounge industry has totally changed up lots here in Canada. You know, we had the launch of the new lounge from Air Canada, Aspire, last week, which is accessible by both Priority Pass and Dragon Pass. You know, and there's going to be even a few more lounges coming, or lounge news coming over the next few months here. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And you know, speaking of lounges, this week we also released the latest podcast for Rewards Canada, the 105th episode, and we welcome back Jeff Fredericks for the first time in oh gosh, it's just before the pandemic, so over 3 years. For those of you who don't know, Jeff Fredericks spearheaded the launch of the podcast back in 2016. That was his idea, his baby. Hosted the first 66 episodes of it, but then the pandemic hit and things kind of shifted, so it was nice to have him back on. And he also attended the opening of that Aspire Air Canada Cafe Lounge, the grand opening about a week and a half ago in Toronto, took pictures. And so we have the podcast that you can listen to on all your favorite platforms or on our website. We have the MP3 on our website. Or on this YouTube channel, you can watch the video, which in the video we include photos from Jeff and also a video from Air Canada. But you know what? I have that Air Canada video lined up here, so I will show it to you. It's under a minute, so check it out. So I want to thank Air Canada for sharing that with us and allowing us to share it on our YouTube channel and in this live stream, so that you guys can kind of see. That's kind of their promo video for it. A funny backstory is the videographer that Jeff uses, because Jeff is a PR guy outside of doing his stuff for Rewards Canada. The videographer, I can't say it here, that he uses is also the one that Air Canada uses. So that's kind of how we got connected with that. So it's really cool. But I want to thank Air Canada for sending that to us and allowing us to share it with you guys. You can kind of see the lounge. From what everybody said, it seems like a very nice new lounge. If you've tried it out, it's been open for, like I said, just over a week and a half. Let us know. We'd love to get somebody to review it for us while it's in action with other people in there, not just influencers and media and that stuff, type of stuff. So, but also check out the podcast on our YouTube channel here, or through Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, you name it, because there's an interview there about 20 minutes long with Mark Nasser from Air Canada, talking about this lounge, the partnership with Swissport Aspire, what they're planning to do in the future and all this stuff. So a lot of great information in that podcast from Jeff with the lounge, and also from Mark Nasser from Air Canada. So thanks to both of those guys for making this latest podcast episode happen. So yeah, so let's continue on the lounges. So next thing, well, lounge access. How about unlimited lounge access? We put up an offer on the blog at the start of the week from A Small World. So A Small World reached out to us. I'd heard of them before. They partner with Miles & More, Emirates, Etihad, and this is membership-based program where you pay and you get like lounge access, top tier, or not top, well, I guess top tier hotel status with GHA and things like that. But what their biggest selling point of their membership is that you get a ton of miles right from the onset of buying this membership. And so that's what this post covered, is that you can buy 300,000 miles and more miles by buying a Small World Prestige membership for about $7,500 Canadian. That works out about 2.5 cents per mile. Now that's slightly high. It's not, it'd be nice to have it under 2 cents, but you're also getting the top tier Dragon Pass membership, so unlimited lounge access with that. You get the GHA Titanium status, which is their top level for a Global Hotel Alliance Discovery Program. A lot of great benefits with that if you happen to stay at their hotels. It also provides Jumeirah, one gold status. So that's the kind of the mid-level elite status for that hotel chain. But the big thing that a lot of people get this a Small World membership for is for those bonus miles. Normally it's 250,000, but right now they're offering 50,000 extra for 300,000 miles. For 5,200 euros, and that's a discounted price. Normally it's 5,490, I believe. So it's $7,500, and you can get a huge chunk of miles right away. They deposit, they say, within 3 to 5 days, and that gives you access to things like the Miles and More mileage bargains, which we also just posted about this week on the Rewards Canada blog. Because at times you can redeem 55,000 miles round trip for business class on Swiss, on Lufthansa, on Austrian, out of Canada to Europe. And like places like Turkey and that. So this is a good way to get miles, because Miles and More miles are tough to come by in Canada. There's no credit cards, there's no conversion options. The only option is actually flying with their airlines, or crediting hotel stays to their program. The conversion option from Marriott was lost long ago, so there's a conversion option from Radisson, but it's a terrible rate. But I guess if you have leftover points in Radisson that you'd want to convert to miles, that's always an option. So a Small World membership is a way to get 300,000 miles right away. That's five round trip business class tickets at mileage bargain pricing, which is a great deal considering what business class pricing is if you're paying cash. So I know this is not a small outlay, $7,500. There's only a few people who may jump on an offer like this, but it gets you, potential to save you probably half, or you'd be paying half of what you would normally for those business class flights. You're probably paying $15,000-$20,000 for five flights if you're somebody who pays for your business class at those type of rates. So something to definitely consider. You have 300,000 miles for that much. But I will say this, there is another buy miles option through the Miles and More program, which I'm going to cover in the next couple of days on the blog. I won't go into too much detail, but right now there's a special offer through Miles and More for a different program that they have where you can buy them 2 cents per mile, so half a cent cheaper, but you're not going to get lounge access, you're not going to get these top tier statuses, and you're also limited as to how many miles you can buy. I think you'll be able to buy 130,000 miles with this bonus, I believe. So you could get yourself 2 round trip tickets at 2 cents a piece. So this is, again, a really good deal for Miles and More. It's only for this month. I will, like I said, check out the blog probably over the weekend. I'll try to get it up, if not latest Monday. And I will detail that buy miles offer for you guys to get Miles and More miles, even less than the Small World option. But both options are intriguing because, excuse me, the Small World option gives you things, you can buy more miles, plus you have more the benefits with it. So options, 2 options. You can either just buy this other option, which I'm going to talk about later, and just get miles, or you can get miles with benefits. So those are your couple options with Miles and More that we're covering on the website. And it's good to know because Miles and More has a lot of these great discounted rates from Canada, but unfortunately it's hard for us to come by those miles. So it looks like these couple options may be some of the best for that program. Just checking here, no questions coming through. Remember, if you do have any questions, just hit that subscribe button, and after a minute you can participate in the chat. Send me your questions, comments. Doesn't have to be what I'm talking about. It can be about anything to do with credit cards, loyalty industry, travel, or even just say hi, whatever you guys want to do. And always, we would love it if you did subscribe and hit the notification bell and hit the like button, because that'll help spread the word of our This Week in Rewards live episodes to more people. We'd love to get more and more people watching it. It'd be great to have this kind of a good nationwide loyalty news type broadcast. So thank you for anybody who does hit like, whether you're watching it live or after the fact. And thank you to all our subscribers. We're almost up to 500 subscribers. It'd be nice to do that before the end of the month if we could. So be sure to tell people if you have already subscribed to have others come join us on our channel here. And I think we'll wrap it up this week with American Express Shop Small. It has returned, but only for Scotiabank credit cards right now. Yeah, so it was kind of exciting. That came out early this week as well. That Amex Shop Small showed up on the registration page for Scotia cards, and their offer is $10 when you spend $30 at a participating small shop small merchant, and you can earn this up to 5 times from 5 different merchants. So kind of different than usual that we were used to, the 10 for 5 for regular Amex cards for 5 merchants. They've bumped it up to 30 to get $10. But that's still a reasonable amount. So this is a great offer for Scotia cards. So if you have a Scotia Gold, Platinum, or the basic Amex card, be sure to register your card for the offer as long as there's still openings, because it's limited to the first 10,000 registrants. So that may be, getting pretty close. It's been out for a week, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's going to fill up pretty quick here. So you'll want to jump on that as soon as you can. I'll put a link to the blog post in the description below that you can check out and register your card. Hopefully you guys can still get in on it, because to get 33% back on your purchase if you're only spending $30 at a merchant is a great deal. And I'd like to say, I was talking with one of our readers that if they did this with the regular Amex cards, instead of 10 for 5 but did 30 for 10, but opened it up nationwide again, because the regular Amex cards during the pandemic opened up Shop Small to all cardholders, not just the 4 or 5 large Canadian cities, typically it's like Vancouver, Calgary, Toronto, Montreal, where Shop Small is available. But then they opened it up. So I have readers in other large metropolitan centers that are included who want to be part of this. So instead of 10 for 5, I would be totally fine if Amex did 30, spend 30, get $10, but have it open to all members nationwide. I think that would be huge for them. I don't know what they would cap it at, maybe 30,000 cards or something like that. But that would be a great deal to see, or it'd be great news for those in cities like Halifax and Winnipeg, Kelowna, Edmonton, Regina, Saskatoon, to be able to participate in Shop Small again, rather than maybe only getting to do it if they're traveling to like Calgary, Vancouver, Toronto, those type of cities. But right now, if you're a Scotiabank card holder, you have until the end of July to earn those Shop Small credits, as long as you've registered. So I'll have the link below in the description. And that's about that's all the biggest news this week. There's lots more, but you just check out the RWRDS Canada blog. We have everything on there. There's a lot of different offers. Best Western has their travel card offer again, where you can earn a 25% bonus if you buy a $200 gift card. That's always good way to save some money on your Best Western stays if you have stays coming up in the next few months, because their bonus card does expire. Right now it's November 30th, so if you buy a gift card right now, say you buy a $200 gift card and get $50 extra, that $50 extra will expire at the end of November. Your $200 gift card does not expire though, however. So these are all things to check out on the RWRDS Canada site. You'll find all the details always on our blog or on our homepage, and everything is always wrapped up in our newsletter as well on Friday. So be sure to subscribe to our newsletter if you haven't done so yet, because everything's covered in there, and that way you don't have to worry about following our social media as closely, or if you use a blog reader like a RSS feed, that you might miss something if you subscribe to a lot of places, because I know I do, and sometimes I scroll down, it's like, holy, I missed this, So great way to keep up with everything is to subscribe to the RWRDS Canada newsletter. I'll put a link below as well. And I think that's it for this week. I do not see any questions coming through on the chat, so I want to thank everybody for tuning in this week, whether you're tuning in live right now or if you're watching this after the fact. Thanks everybody, and have a great week.